What's up, guys? It's Super Itsu, and I got a battle for you against Rchizzle, and he just hit 2,000 subs, so make sure to go check him out and congratulate him. It's a UU match, and I don't think I uploaded a UU match to my channel yet. Um, this is probably like one of my first UU matches, even though I just had it today or yesterday, depending on when this goes up. His team is more stand oriented, and mine is more of like a bulky offense team. It's just a bit I'm not really I'm not a fan of bulky offense, but I mean whatever. I'm mainly more of a balanced player, but whatever. He leads off with his Hippowdon, and I lead off with my Azelf, while he gets up rocks, I do it, and I go for the Psychic, which does a really big amount. And here, this is where the hack starts. There's a lot of hacks. He brings out his Knight thing. I really have no clue what it's called. While I go for the Fire Blast, and I miss, of course, and that kind of screwed me for the rest of the game, as you'll see in a second. He brings in his Umbreon now. I don't know why he brought it in the first place, since Umbreon can pretty much wall all my special attacks, and he did a lot of damage with this payback, so I think that would have been the better option for him. But either way, it worked out fine because I missed, and it just gave me some more sandstorm damage. I get up my rocks while he does go for that payback and brings me down. While I go for the U-turn now and use him as fodder in the future, and I bring out my Heracross. And again, this is in a few seconds. This is gonna be where this guy, where his metal knight thing being dead would have helped a nice amount. He goes for the wish and protects himself. I guess this Umbreon right now, as I'm battling, I'm thinking it's more of a support set. And as you'll see later, it is fully support with his only attacking move being payback. I guess it's a special defensive wall because I know he's very, very bulky on the special side because I used to use him in 4th gen. And he basically just goes out into his Hippowdon as fodder, in my opinion, death fodder. I don't really, I mean, maybe he thought he could live one. I don't know. If I was him, I would have tried to pass a wish off to this guy. But either way, it worked out fine because I missed my Fire Blast from earlier, and he's just going to come in. And I forgot that these guys are normally banded, and they had Pursuit. I figured if he did have it, I could live it, but I forgot how frail he is defensively, and that he had 2 defense drops due to close combat. So, again, that would have really helped me if he was dead, but whatever. I get switch initiative, and I got into my Kingdra, set up a free sub while he switches in his Shaman, which it's not bad. I mean, it's good enough to where I could get my sub up, and I can get a free Dragon Dance on him. And what this tells me is, since he's faster than me, I can tell that he's offensive orientated, since they outspeed me barely with a neutral nature, at least. So he's more of an offensive shaman, from what I can tell right now. And here he makes a great play, but again, all the hacks. So he wouldn't have been able to make this play if I get hit that Fire Blast. I'm not saying it would have even killed, but it would have brought it down low enough to where I would have wanted to stay on my Heracross and blah blah blah. But whatever. So I go for the sub here. He predicts that, goes for Sea Flare, and here's where he makes the good play. He switches out into his Meta Knight thing. I'm just gonna call it by its nickname, his Meta Knight, because I have no clue what it's called. While I go for the +1 Outrage, and this actually does a lot, which leads me to believe that um he's not really defensive. He's probably running like max HP, max attack, adamant, and I was hoping that this Outrage would kill, but it didn't. It was close, but whatever. Well, he just goes for the Mega Horn, which takes me out. So that's okay, whatever. I got into my Dustclasp, my Whispering Eye, because, well, if you get that, then you're cool. And I just Seismic Toss because I know I outspeed these guys at least. And if I didn't, I had the Shadow Sneak, which I'm pretty sure would have been able to kill. He goes out into his Umbreon, I guess trying to force me out, but I am fully defensive, so that didn't really matter. I go for the Will-O-Wisp, and he brings out his dog thing. I really have no clue what this thing is called either. But this kind of helps me out, but then this also lets me figure out Umbreon's full set, as you'll see in a second. And this Umbreon, oh my god, I hate this Umbreon. I go out into my Azelf as fodder because I want to see what he wants to do. I guess he wanted like payback or something, and I wanted to get switch initiative. But I wanted to try and see what set his dog thing was. And here with Rose Raid, I make some misplays. I should have just went for the sleep powder instead of setting up my toxic spikes. And as you'll see in a oh yeah, sorry, my camera got messed up there, so I had to reset it. But whatever. I still have my one layer of toxic spikes up. Go for my second layer while he goes for the payback, which does a lot. Well, it does a decent amount considering how frail Roserade is. And here I should have went for the sleep powder instead of the leaf storm, which I'm about to go for, because then I would have had my Roserade for later, and it might have helped out against his. Might have just helped out. I don't know. It would have been good against his Shaman because his Shaman is kind of annoying, and I resist his the main special set, and I got really nice special bulk. So here is more of a stally part, to be honest. I'm basically just going for curses while he's trying to burn me, but it's in vain because I get rest, because I have rest. So yeah. What to talk about? I'm in round 3 of 1104 LeBron's tournament, which is nice. What else? Oh, the finals for Wild Chase's summer tournament should be going up in a week. I was talking to Rich about it earlier, and yeah, he said it was really good. It was like a 1-0, I believe he said it was, and it's gonna be dual commentated, which is really good. I also got third in that tournament, so I feel really good considering I'm nobody really knows who I am. The 23 subscribers I have is, well, pitiful, but hopefully I can get it to 100 um before next year or right around next year. And yeah, so back into the battle. I'm basically just getting up some curses here, and I'm honestly being a greedy bitch right now. I should be resting up, and as you'll see in a second, I get some hacks, but of course my hacks doesn't really matter compared to his hacks, as you'll see in a second. So he brings out his Shaman. I go for a curse, and I have a decent amount of HP. He is offensive from what he told me, so I'm guessing he's running like max special attack, but I am max HP, max special defense, and he goes for the Seed Flare on this turn after the statuses, and he misses. I really don't think that mattered because, as you'll see in a second, after he misses his second one, which doesn't matter either because he gets a crit, he gets a crit and it does less than half, and I was at a little bit over a fourth of my HP there, so I would have at least been able to get my rest off. So that wouldn't have really mattered at all. And I don't run Sleep Talk on this set. I mean, I should run Fire Punch, but instead of Fire Punch, I have Earthquake. We only need to switch that to Fire Punch, but whatever. I could hit like Ghost and shit like that, like Miss Magius. And yeah, he gets a crit. That did nothing for a critical hit. Like legit, Snorlax is just a boss. And I get greedy here. I shouldn't have went for this body slam. This was another misplay of mine. Um, Watching over it, I should have just went for another rest because I was at +3. He brings in his dog thing, which is not burned now. I guess I thought he was burned, I think. I think I missed the heal bell. I don't know. Because I thought he was burned. I was like, oh shit. And maybe if I went out into my um, also Rose Raid would have been nice there for some fodder, or if I went out into my Dusclops to wall it. But I thought he would predict that or something similar, because I know that they like to run Crunch a lot of the time. So that's another reason why I didn't switch into it. And we're getting near the end of the battle here. He just sacks his Umbreon, and the rest of this is just stalling. It's a 2-0 for him, which was a good game, really good game actually. Hope we get to battle some other time. And yeah. Also, make sure that you comment, like, and subscribe. Um,